everyone, you're listening to Radio UK. I am Alireza Gordoghli and I have with me my friend Ramin and Ghasemie. What's up, man?
Hello everyone, I'm from the same frequency as you said. And yeah, I'm Ramin and you don't want to know my last name, so we can't already start, right?
Sure. So finally, what a bumpy road this has been, huh?
Starting podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, I feel like they've been cursed or something.
We've been talking about starting a podcast for like ages now. I remember I felt much younger the first time we started talking about a podcast.
Especially mentally.
Yeah. Don't get me started here.
We haven't even started yet.
Yeah. So yeah, we're finally here and I hope this will be something that remains from us to future students at the University of Kashan.
I hope so.
Yeah, so do I. So,
and if you're asking why we're wearing sunglasses, we don't know why.
Okay.
We're doing, look, as soon as we start to like justify ourselves, that's where we're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the motto. We're gonna do it, the weirder the better. This is how we're gonna do it. So, this is why we're wearing sunglasses for the time being, and
But you're nice guys.
yeah, we're definitely nice
You're gonna
guys.
be educational at the same time.
We're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our very best to be as educational as we
You know,
possibly can.
on my way here, I was thinking like, it's been a long road.
Yeah.
It's been, and for me and you, as two examples, we might have different stories, but very similar scenarios.
Yeah.
And the overlap is the university, especially that faculty. How do you feel about it? Because for me, it's overwhelming.
Some part of me doesn't want it to finish ever. I mean,
You are still doing it, by the way.
that's good. Are we supposed to say that's what she said?
Nope.
So we're back. I'm gonna assume that he
There's
cut
not
it out
leaving
there.
too much, by the way.
Okay.
Going back to where we were.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, do you have any specific memories or anything in your mind?
Well,
What pictures do you have?
I
Like
have
anything?
lots of pictures. I mean,
The ones you can talk about, I mean.
Okay, so
I don't wanna know
that's
your
just that makes it a handful, just a handful of pictures.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
it's been like 4 years of BA, 2 years of MA, and almost 6 years. I've spent 6 years of my life here in Kashan, and yeah, lots of memories. Where do you want me to start?
I don't know, like anything you can talk. Like for me, I always think about the fact that not only us, but most of people in that faculty, their whole life is shaped by that faculty.
That's
Like
right.
who you are, what you listen to, what you watch, what kind of people you hang out with.
You're right.
So, and we're gonna continue that road since I don't know when, but it's gonna be there all the time.
It certainly will. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, about the feelings mostly, because we cannot talk about certain memories, of course.
Sure. Well, let's start with the most recent ones. I think in the past year or maybe year and a half, both of us held some speaking workshops at the Faculty
That's
of
what we did.
Literature and Foreign Languages, and yeah, many people might have attended our meetings or talks, and boy, that was fun. I mean, I had a hell of a lot of fun when I was chairing some of those speaking sessions. I don't know how you felt about them.
Especially when you see other students from other faculties.
Yeah,
And some of them are very good.
some of them are great. Actually, I've been teaching a speaking class at the faculty, and some of my students from engineering faculties or faculty of natural resources and stuff, they speak great. I mean, they are great. I know a very bright future lies ahead of them. I hope they make the most out of the opportunities they have and, make it in life. Do you remember your senior year in your bachelor studies?
We were doing it online, unfortunately.
Doing the education online, yeah.
Doing the time, yes.
Doing the do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, this
Why?
is
Why are you asking?
undergo a lot of censorship, man.
We couldn't use that, franchise somehow. Because when you're a senior, it looks probably different yet. They do? Like, you're seen differently when you're a senior?
Well, I remember
I've been always ignored as a child, so I'm not going to talk about that.
I remember seeing my seniors completely differently. I mean, I used to bow down and show them utmost respect when I was talking to them.
Bowing to who?
To my seniors. I mean, they looked like
Back in
gods
days.
to me.
When you were a
back in the
freshman.
day, back when I was a freshman,
Okay.
I used to say, "Wow, this guy's a senior. I mean, he's where I want to be. He's who I want to become." And well, he was okay, but I don't remember receiving the same kind of treatment when I became a senior student. Of course, I think all of these, hierarchy of students is it's just a
Hierarchy
little-
of students.
Yeah.
How did you even come up with that?
Well, there's a system of hierarchy wherever you go. I mean, doesn't matter what kind of system you put your foot in, you set your foot in any place, there's a hierarchy. I mean, it could be visible or it could be invisible, but there is a hierarchy.
The thing that I wanted to talk about was, like, when the quarantine happened, everything was ruined.
Yeah.
And is ruined after that. Even my senior days, I think it was the last 3 semesters that we were doing the courses online.
Yeah.
Or participating, if you prefer this word. And it was like, I don't know, depressing and stuff. And after that, we are not receiving good music anymore, not any good movie.
Yeah. Well, I think my last semester, a part of my last semester was.
You were lucky.
In the quarantine time, in the outbreak of coronavirus, and boy, that was new. I mean, we were expecting for it to continue for a couple of weeks, but it turned out to last for a couple of years.
Stayed on forever.
Yeah, stayed on. Yeah, for a long
And
time.
speaking of seniors, you were my senior. By the way, this is how my life goes on. And I've told you this before too, but when I first met him, not the first, like, we were never friends, to be honest, since like forever.
We still aren't.
Boom. Roasted.
Yeah, it's been 1 year we were hanging out. And before that, I didn't know much about him. He was a good heckler in my shows, and he would help me and stuff. But like from outside, when I looked at him, I was like, this guy is very formal. Like, he has some rules. He is very, I don't know how to
Talking
put
about
it.
his perception of somebody's personality, huh? Formal guy. Bingo.
And then there was this night I met him, and he was doing things. I was like,
Okay. Ownership. TMI, man.
I don't talk about it.
Too much information.
TMI. TMI, my friends.
I still don't know where she's looking. Have you noticed it?
Yeah.
Can you see? Like, can you guess?
Well, yeah, but
I feel like she knows she's wrong, but she's not about to admit it.
I think she's holding in a very serious laugh. I mean, holding it in, swallowing the laughter.
She's holding a fart probably. That's the look you. Okay, whatever.
You better watch that attitude.
I don't know why I mentioned
Yeah,
that.
I was talking about.
So I was a taboo breaker to you?
I was gonna quote George Carlin. George Carlin says it is the job, it is the actual purpose of a comedian to identify the red lines and deliberately cross them. Since I've always known you as a very good example of a comedian, I think you were pretty good at crossing the lines and breaking taboos, which is of course not very much encouraged in the university's threshold, but
You remind me of Eminem when he said, compliment me in a line, insult me the next.
Wait, you just dissed me? I'm perplexed. Insult me in a line, compliment me on the next. Damn.
And I don't know how to feel about this right now. I don't know if you're complimenting me or insulting me, but that's fine, you're guys. We can work it out.
yeah.
So, you were seeing me as a taboo. I mean, I don't know, I am a taboo breaker probably.
This is the point of.
But you are not even close to formal. Do you consider yourself a formal person?
Do I consider myself a formal person?
I told him to wear a suit, but he refused. He has a suit. I'm telling you, it's not about feelings. Dude's feeling formal or informal.
it depends on the context. You know, when I'm teaching in a classroom, yeah, I try to keep it formal. Or when
I
I'm
always imagined you being funny and all in your classes.
Well, again, it depends on my students. You know, some of them with whom I'm very close friends with.
Yeah.
And that was a very, very wrong sentence on multiple levels. So I'm gonna repeat it. I'm close friends with some of my students. So.
Is it on your bed?
Sorry?
It's an Eminem reference.
Yeah.
Friends with the most.
So yeah, I try to keep it informal, keep the atmosphere as light as possible in my classrooms. But some of my students are like 40 years old. You know, I address them by their last name. So,
okay. Thank God. I
So-
thought you said I dressed them.
oh,
I was like,
Huh?
I'm telling you, the more time I spend with him, the worse it gets. So, I should see you in one of your classes, by the way.
I would be flattered if you would honor me to join me once. That would be great. We could co-teach, huh?
Co-teaching.
Yeah.
I don't know about
How
that.
do you feel about that? You know, we're practically co-hosting.
Let's
Might as
do
well
the
be
first
co-teaching.
episode of the first project.
Okay, yeah. So that'll be project number 2.
Probably. We
Sit
don't
in
know
a
about
class
that.
with 2 teachers.
I don't know. What are the odds?
It's like going to a church with 2 priests.
By the way, we have a hashtag here, which is, I don't read to be honest, but I have read hashtag. I'm not saying I haven't read this one. And they are doing great.
They're doing great.
I never say something for the sake of saying it. People who know me, which are very few people, and I'm the one that actually exists. And but they have like various things, like this one, if they can see it. What was it?
Prefer view?
Proctor,
Proctor
View,
view.
yes.
Okay.
professor, class.
Which was done by Fatima Kiyomarsi, I guess is it correct?
So what is Proctor? Oh, Turview. Turview? Proctor
Yeah.
view. Okay,
Professor,
sure. Yeah.
And there were some like comics too, I guess. I mean, you can find anything. You can find like poems. You can find comics, entertainment.
Movie critics, movie criticisms, yeah.
And they have. Who is the designer, by the way? Do you know the name? It's you? I did not know that.
Way to go, man. Bravo.
Yeah, he's always behind the scene.
Yeah.
The pleasure
The big guy behind the screens.
Yeah.
And
And this one is for March, or Sven, the issue. By the way, what?
At first, I kind of underestimated the authors of this magazine,
Because
for
they
which
were-
I'm very, very sorry because
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something, at undergraduate student level.
No, it's not like that.
But
People are working here.
people are working hard,
Yeah.
and they're working their fingers to the bone. Their potential to the fullest, and I hope they continue and try to make something out of it, out of the potential they have. But to be honest, when I first started reading the hashtag magazine, I felt like I needed my dictionary
Yeah.
pretty too frequently, pretty too often.
Yeah.
So sometimes I had to look up some words in order to understand them, or
And this is something worldwide level, you know? You cannot find much magazines in different faculties. I don't know.
and
Can you, by the way?
and they print out an issue every
You wanna hold it?
once or two months.
every season.
Every season. So 1 issue per season. Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for how long?
It's been years, I
It's
guess.
been at least 4 years
Yeah.
because I remember I was
alive back then. I mean, I was in the faculty.
You were at the faculty, and
Yeah.
I think I was studying my sophomore year when some of my friends in the Students Association started up the magazine.
And to be honest, that's why we decided to do the podcast, because for some people, reading is not their favorite thing to do
Yeah.
during the day.
It's not exactly their cup of tea.
So you choose, I don't know, knowledge people or people who talk about random stuff.
We're more like kind of the babbling kind of people, We talk. We talk a lot, and
We don't hurt people, by the way.
we try not to.
We try not.
We have absolutely nothing against anybody and
Any genders.
any genders.
I can call you they, I don't know, whatever you choose.
We respect women,
Definitely.
children, men, blacks, Asians, Mexicans,
Stop it. Get some help.
advanced
You
studies.
started the wrong game.
Okay, so
Because
yeah,
there are lots of
we
ways
respect
to-
everybody. So in advance,
Yeah.
we deeply apologize if anything we say might offend you in any way. We have good interest at our hearts, and we hope this keeps going on. We hope this continues, and hopefully we will be replaced or taken over by
Take
younger
your phones.
students. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna be here forever. We're not gonna live forever, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna graduate in a couple of months, in a matter of months, fingers crossed. And well, you could at any time find a job in
Yeah.
another city and move away. So I strongly hope that talented students with good potential, hopefully better than us.
And something that I want to add too is like we are going to have guests too, like each session, probably one, preferably, and it can be anyone. So if you want to participate or you have any ideas that we can
We would more than love it if
Yeah.
you could join us for the next episode or for the next episodes. So yeah, the more the merrier, huh? Maybe next time it's gonna be 4 of us
We've
behind this
been
desk.
too serious. Let's go back to the university days.
Okay.
You know, we were talking about how I was looked from you, like
Yeah.
from your point of view, and vice versa. You know, the way I saw myself, which is close to reality, I guess. I don't know. I was happy and carefree. You know, I wasn't anxious about anything. I remember I was late for every single 8 in the morning class. And
Typical.
yeah. And there was this time, one of the professors, the one that I had class with in the morning, was later than me, and she actually drove by me, but I didn't see her. She went to the class, then I joined her, and she was like, I know that you're always late, but why are you so okay about it? You were listening to music, just trying to convince your legs to come with you.
There's absolutely nothing wrong. Why do you see absolutely nothing wrong?
Yeah, there is something
showing up
wrong.
late.
There is something wrong about it, so you at least be sorry about what you're doing to yourself and to the class.
To the class, yeah.
Were you ever in a hurry before? In the university days.
Well, the last time I've been in a hurry was the time I was trying to be born just a couple of minutes before the new year, so.
Probably the wrongest time.
Yeah. And yes.
Or you were
it's,
trying to climb back in. They told me it's better, it's not. Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely a dark area.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm hardly ever in a hurry. You know, I try to do things at my pace, and I think doing it at my pace, the way I feel comfortable, guarantees.
Generalizing everything.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm asking you something, you generalize it.
What do you mean?
You sound like serial killers. What is your job? I don't know, I work in a company, you know? Don't ask for more questions.
Okay, I'll try to change my tone from now.
By the way, we are doing things for these people, and they're
they're supposed to
us.
pay us, you know?
Yeah.
We're advertising for you for free, so you might as well
I don't know.
throw in a couple of bucks. We could use some more equipment, you know?
And we actually bought this.
A salary would be good because I'm putting in a lot of time.
Dude, it's like your material, your product is in here.
This is Elon Musk.
But yeah.
Yeah, we won't do that. Okay, that's different. And we're not gonna take them off, are we? Can you put it up a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Or, can you be...
Are my eyes obviously red? No.
No, you're not.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how did you... you were talking about your pace and stuff.
My
Yeah.
what?
Your pace. when
Pace,
you're walking.
yeah. Yeah. Well, not just when I'm walking, when I'm doing a project, when I'm writing something, when I'm teaching, when I'm doing anything.
Probably my worst traits when I was in that faculty was that being late and sometimes talking too much. As you see, I'm doing it right now. So what were your, I don't know if you can call it toxic trait?
Oh my God. I mean, I was a full package of toxic traits. I was a completely different person back then.
What kind of different? What kind of toxic?
To begin with, I would come off as a misogynist of some way. I don't
Which
know
you are
what way,
totally not.
Which I'm totally not.
Stop judging people.
And of course, they had good reasons to believe that, because sometimes I just didn't watch my tone. You know, I would make the same jokes in front of women and in front of my
You were
classmates
inconsiderate.
as if I was surrounded by my high school buddies. I mean, inconsiderate of anything or any.
You're like
social
Michael from The
etiquette.
Office.
Yeah.
Inconsiderate. 200.
So there was no social barrier for me when I was talking, and I remember some of my professors used to criticize this fact about my personality, and they were like, when you're speaking English, it looks like you become a completely different person. It's like, it's as if you learned how to speak Farsi in a good family and in a good educational system. However, you learned how to speak English on the streets and in a bad neighborhood, apparently. So,
Was it?
where did I learn how to speak English?
Am I touching your childhood right now? You're being anxious. We can pass that. It's fine. I mean,
yeah.
I told you you're not going to hear to hurt people, and you are one of people, so it's fine.
Well, that's no.
It's okay.
I'm all good. I'm all good.
I'm not crying. You always come across as the polite guy and stuff.
I try to be, yeah.
Which you are. He is polite all the time, isn't he? Like, is there someone out there being offended by him? So he can be here as well as the guest.
Yeah. Well,
Why am I ruining this?
no, you're not. You know,
Okay.
as long as it
Thank
keeps
God.
the flow of the conversation.
I'm prone to
it's
ruin
fine.
good things.
Yeah, good.
Are you sure about that?
So yeah,
This was you couldn't
my character.
control yourself
Yeah.
when you were talking.
And I think there's a technical term for that. You know, it's a level of. I think we learned that in our TTC class.
What do you mean? Like the fact that you cannot control what you're saying?
Actually, the fact that you are able to control what you're saying and what you say is specific to the situation and the context in which you're speaking.
So you mean you have problems in pragmatics?
Well, it was not called pragmatics.
I'm not saying it is, but I'm not talking about linguistics levels.
Yeah, it actually has a linguistic term. If I try to remember it, I
Maybe
would
you
say,
can tell us.
I don't know. It was a strategic competence.
Strategic. That's a
something
beautiful
else.
word.
Yeah.
Strategic, yeah.
And yeah, okay, I have a hard time remembering the term, but you know, one of the levels of mastery of any language is for you to be able to use the right form of the language in the right context. So when you're in a formal context, you should be able to talk
Context
formally.
is everything.
Yeah, so this is one of the levels of English language mastery, or generally second language mastery. And apparently back then I was kind of lagging behind. I could use some improvements, and I couldn't speak according to the etiquette of the place I was talking. So yeah.
I mean, there was this guy who said, "Don't cancel your plans when it's raining. Get wet, be a man."
Get wet, yeah.
It was just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone university, the whole education system is, I don't know how to put it, but somehow strange, especially for guys. Like for the people who have seen
Okay, I like where this is going. I like talking about systems in general, education system to begin with. What's wrong with the education system?
No, I was talking about boys' high school. It can't be studied, seriously. The psychopathy going on there, the reason some actions are done and the outcome afterwards, and we're all fine with it.
I think
There is a very small number of boys who are not fine with their high school. Am I right? I don't read.
Were you fine with your high school? I mean, did you like your high school back when you
Sure,
were-
I did.
Did you love it? Enjoy going to the high school?
I did. I mean, I like university more, but still.
Well, to be honest, I have the same feeling. You know, back when I was.
You know
going to
why?
high school,
Because-
I enjoyed every day,
Yeah.
every moment.
Because I had this united classroom.
Mhm.
We could do anything together.
Yeah.
Like to anyone. I'm just saying. So, authority is something like guys want in that age.
Yeah. Authority and conformity, you know.
But we were gross, I'm telling you. I wasn't gross compared to them, but in my own lonely time, I know I was gross. And I mean, that's helpful to some level.
Did you have a nickname back in high school?
No.
Were you famous for anything back in
I had high school, I mean, I had a nickname when I was going to English class when I was a teenager.
You care to
No.
share it?
Yeah, sure. There was this
Here it comes.
teacher of mine, Mrs. Sudnaipur, and you know, when I was a teenager, they would cut my hair short. And when you cut my hair short, my hair is gonna be spiky. So I was called the Spiky Jack.
Spiky Jack.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
spiky.
Pretty creative.
Did you have one?
A nickname?
Were you even polite back then?
No, actually I was famous, I was notorious for having, for being the guy with the filthy mouth. I mean, yeah, back in high school days, I was notorious for that.
Notorious G.
Yeah, notorious A.
I've got your last name.
And no, I didn't have a nickname, but
I
some
mean, your
of my...
family name can be a gang. Your probably nickname in which country? Probably Eastern Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, Eastern Europe.
You can run a whole line of family.
Yeah,
It never ends.
that's doable and hypothetically practical.
Did you like bully others even?
No, I stopped being a bully as
So you
soon as
were a bully.
I was a bully in elementary school.
What the? How?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Younger than 11, 12-ish. You know, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I know how the numbers are counted.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you, which one was it?
That's how old I was. I mean, I was
Okay.
a bully. I was officially a bully as of the third year of elementary school. And I stopped being a bully, I think in secondary school.
I feel like you're talking about eating too much cake. I started eating too much. I stopped. And I was in elementary school, everything was fine.
Yeah, I quit. Yeah, I
Can
quit.
you tell us what did you do? Like when you were
Um,
bullying others?
Look, I think...
I don't want to look. Not
anymore. So hear me out. I
Okay.
think that the concept of bullying is not something that is addressed properly.
Or you have a saying in it. You started from very young ages. Who are we to judge? Jesus. Sure.
Yeah. Actually, this kind of makes me feel awkward because maybe I'm giving some people the wrong image of myself. But I think given proper education...
Maybe you have given the wrong image so far.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, apparently. But the concept of bullying, I think a lot of youngsters, especially in elementary schools, are undereducated in that respect. So they're not taught about bullying and anti-bullying by their parents, and this subject is being totally neglected by the educational system. So people are likely to become bullies at young ages.
See, still generalizing everything. Dude, this is my job. I know how to do it. I'm asking you, what did you do to them, okay? They're undereducated. The parents didn't tell them what to do. It's not, okay, not F words. No F word.
Okay.
Tell us what you,
Well, we had a friend back then, and he was a kind of an annoying little shit. So
okay.
we
We
did
still call him a friend. He's a nice guy now.
we did all kinds
I'm
of
actually
stuff.
blinking under my glasses. I feel like they can see it. Okay.
Yeah, so
Not enough.
we used to do all kinds of stuff to him, you know, calling him names, ganging up on him, hitting him, you know, touching him where he doesn't want to be touched.
Okay.
This has to, be censored, but yeah.
You remember the meme, the cops would break the door and come in?
FBI, open up!
FBI, open up! That would definitely happen to us after the first episode. You're gonna be caught.
I think
caught
90%
so
of what we're
bad.
saying is gonna be in the bloopers part.
You know, I was
or in the censored.
Do you want to drink something, by the way, or are you okay?
I'm just taking a sip once in a while.
Okay, you are doing it.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it wasn't like bullying as it is probably defined, but when I was in elementary school, we would fight like clones by clones. Like this class, and we don't know why. We could take a week.
Clan fight, huh?
Yeah. Clans, yeah, not clones. That was wrong. And like this week, we decided to have problems with this class, and we would fight every time we had the chance. I still to this day, I don't know why, and there was no outcome. And football was crazy back then. If we couldn't handle it outside the field, we would definitely handle it inside the field. And I used to have this temper, especially when I was like
Temper issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still have it, but it's controlled. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay, so we're officially two certifiable psychopaths doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I was a bully, an ex-bully, and an ex
But I
guy
didn't
with temper issue.
I mean, perform it socially, and it was done throughout football. That's why I had to quit it.
Right.
Yeah, I was a center back,
Mm.
not letting everyone touch my goal.
Protecting the goalie.
Talking about educational system, I mean, some people may call it not proper or problematic, but this is who we are right now. I mean, putting the family aside, other things, highly depends on your educational system.
Well, to begin with, I can say that my career was 100% dependent on my education. I think my career, my financial life, generally my professional life is 100% dependent on my education.
For me, even my personal life is
Your personal life is
Based on-
shadowed by your education. Yeah.
surrounded. Surrounded.
Or defined by
Yeah, it is. How much time do we have?
I don't know.
Can we go on?
It's been 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
40 minutes. Of course, some of it's gonna be cut off. And,
But it's enough.
Yes,
I think we have 10 minutes of useful material so far.
So, to sum it up, we're doing, as you can see here, Radio UK.
Yeah.
Hope you liked it so far.
And sorry if we interrupted each other very
That's what we
often.
do.
And yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
And sometimes it can be a little disturbing and unpleasant to the ear.
Yeah.
But I hope you understand that this was the first episode, only the first step.
Ever, yeah.
We have nowhere to go but up, and we could use all the help we could get. So please share with us all of your opinions, and feel free to join us for the following sessions.
Yeah. We started talking about university days,
Yeah.
what we like, dislike, and what we were known for. You can talk about yours too, whenever possible, in the comments, in the boxes. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. And we also talked about the interesting and fantastic hashtag we have going on.
Definitely. Yeah. Something to be proud of. I think this is
Yeah.
a medal of honor on the chest of the faculty.
It is both printed and in electronic form, PDFs, so you can have both.
Yeah, if you're interested. Lots of interesting topics to read in the hashtag magazine. Lots of talented students working very hard to
Subscribe.
print it, yeah. So yeah.
Sure. Make us rich.
Subscribe to
Wherever you are using this, I don't know whether it's a video or a podcast form in audio, subscribe it or follow it.
yeah.
Like the
Find
video.
us. Find us.
Yeah,
wherever we
support
are.
us.
Try to find us and try to join us, and please give us your kind and your heartwarming opinions.
We are not that ambitious people, so
Yeah.
you need to motivate us.
Yeah,
If
please
it's good
motivate
enough.
us and yeah.
So we started talking about university, then hashtag, then we talked about educational system, why we love it, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I would count this as a successful conversation.
It was.
A purposeful conversation. Hopefully the next one is gonna be better.
Yeah.
But
So support us in every way possible you can.
Yeah.
And definitely introduce your friends, the ones who are interested in English and stuff like that. And give us ideas about.
Suggest the next topic.
Yeah, you can tell us what.
Please, yes, you can throw in some topics for our future talks. If you're willing to join us, we would be more than happy to have you.
Yeah, tell us if you want to be a guest.
Yeah, tell us if you want to
It
be
would
a
be
guest
nice.
in the podcast show, and
Or
you can throw in a couple of topics we can talk about.
You're going to replace Alireza soon, so
Yeah.
show your faces. Let's see what happens.
Definitely. One more thing. Well, we're not professors, we're not doctors or anything, so what we said in our speech.
Full of errors.
Yeah, full of errors. Okay, what we said, what we've been talking about for like an hour, it has been full of errors, full of mistakes. I think you can correct them. You can give us feedback, which could help us, and it could be educationally beneficial for everyone.
So thank you for listening to us. Take care out there. Stay in touch with us. And let's have the hashtag
Yeah.
going on.
Hashtag.